Hi guys, I'm Deidre at Always Growing, and I'm so excited to welcome you to my Get Your Mind Right challenge. This is going to be a 15-day challenge. We'll be talking about a lot of different things, but basically we're going to be talking about everything that goes on in your head when it comes to nutrition and eating well. So I wanted to first kind of go over what you can kind of expect to get every day. This will be sitting in your mailbox bright and early every morning, so you shouldn't have to worry about getting it. If you have any troubles getting these emails, just let me know. So every day you're going to get a video from me talking about whatever our topic of the day is. It's going to range from a variety of things, but nothing's ever going to ask you to change the way you're eating necessarily. So there isn't going to be anything saying, today I want you to eat vegetables, or I want you to eat this or that, or change anything. No measuring, no counting, no nothing like that. The second thing that you're going to get is a prompt, and ideally this is something that you're going to write down. So the way it's going to be worded is to have you write this down. I feel like when you write things out, it's a lot easier sometimes to get all of your thoughts out, but if you can't do it on any given day, it's completely fine. This is mostly for you just to get those thoughts out and really spend some time reflecting on what that question is. Sometimes there'll be more than one question, so something I just want you to think about. That's the focus of what we're talking about for that given day. And then the last thing you're going to get is an assignment. The assignment is something I want you to work on that day, something very small. It's not going to be anything that's going to impinge on your daily routine, your normal life, anything of that sort. So today we are going to start talking about what mindful eating is. And when we live in a world where everyone's trying to figure out what the best diet is, what are we supposed to be eating? What's the best thing for me? What's going to help me lose weight, gain muscle, feel better, get rid of this problem or that health issue or whatever it is? And it's really easy to get wrapped up in that sort of thing. And at the core of nutrition is how we eat and how we approach our food, and that's something that a lot of people miss when they start doing nutrition. It seems really simple. It seems like something that you don't need to spend time on, but when you miss it, you kind of miss the foundation of what good nutrition can look like for you and how it's going to make you feel better in your everyday life. So at its core, mindful eating is just being aware of the food that you're putting in your body, and then the mindset that you have around it. So the term having a negative relationship with food is something that I think we're all familiar with, even though we might not know exactly what that looks like, and we might not feel like we have the most positive relationship with food, especially if you're somebody who has done dieting for years and years and had good results or not had good results, or if you're somebody who just doesn't know what they should be eating. You were never taught how to cook properly or to eat properly, or you know that some foods make your body feel poorly, but you eat them anyways. You know, there's a lot of different things, and I think we all are aware of those sorts of issues that we have in our life when it comes to the food that we eat, but it's not always something that we address. So that's what we're aiming to do with this. The other thing that we're going to be focusing on with mindful eating is paying attention to what our body's telling us. So not only do I want you to look at the food that you have on your plate, but I want you to think about how it makes you feel and how it affects your hunger, if you feel good the rest of the day, if you feel moody, if you feel tired, if you feel bloated, whatever that looks like for you. And it's going to be different for everybody. So I want to just talk a little bit. One of the things we're going to focus on, obviously, is our hunger and being satiated after we have a meal. And so one of the things that affects that is a hormone called leptin. It's going to affect whether we stay full or not. And what that also does is it relates directly to how our body holds body fat. So when we eat beyond our satiety level, so we're beyond full, which we've all been there, we've all overeaten, we've all had too much, and it was just because maybe we ate too fast and then suddenly it set on. The thing that comes to mind for me is being a kid and eating spaghetti. You eat a ton of spaghetti, you feel super stuffed, and then a couple hours later you're hungry again, right? So leptin is what kind of controls that. And when we have too much of the wrong thing, or if we don't slow down while we're eating, what happens is it converts into body fat. And that leads to a whole other range of issues like wanting to lose weight and dieting and not knowing what to eat. And that's kind of where we kind of get off track. So the core of that is focusing on our hunger levels. And then as far as what mindful eating really looks like in your daily life, it's going to be different for everybody. So for some people, that might mean shutting off your computer while you have lunch at your desk. It might mean going and having your lunch in the common area at work, or going out to eat and having lunch with a friend and having a conversation through your meal. It might mean that you do food prep and that helps you be really mindful about what you're eating and putting into your body. It might mean that you're intentionally putting thought into what's going to nourish you. It can be really simple and it can be really complex. And so the thing I want to really emphasize is that it really does look different for everybody. In the same way, when you do mindless eating, it looks different for everybody. And you probably have an idea of what that looks like for you. It can be eating chips while you're cooking dinner and straight out of the bag, and suddenly the bag's gone. It can be going through an entire bucket of popcorn at the movie theater. It can be standing in front of the fridge because you know that you're hungry or you're bored or you're not sure what it looks like, but you're looking for something to fill some void that you're inherently having. It might mean that you eat something just because it's available, not because you're hungry, not because you want it, not because you even like that food, but eating kind of plays a big role in a lot of facets of our life. So with that, I'm going to give you your journal prompt or something to think about for the day. So the first thing I would like you to do is to write down what you think mindful eating is. And then I want you to write down what you think mindless eating is. And try to give those two things a definition for you. And then to piggyback on that, I want you to identify what behaviors that you have in your own eating that go into each of those. What do you do that is mindful when it comes to the food that you put in your body? And what do you do that's mindless? Okay. And then your assignment for today, super simple. I don't want this to be complicated. I want this to be very simple, but it's going to take some mindfulness. I want you to slow down. I want you to eat when you're hungry, and I want you to stop when you're full. It sounds very simple, but I don't want you to worry about a time schedule. I don't want you to eat just because it's 12 o'clock and it's lunchtime. I don't want you to eat just because you know that you should eat every 2 to 4 hours or whatever it is. I want you to eat when your body says, hey, I'm hungry, and listen to that. And then I want you to slow down and stop eating when your body tells you, hey, I'm full, we're done. Whether that means you've hit your macros for the day, whether that means you've finished what's on your plate, if that means that you need to go back for seconds, that's what I want you to do today, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to email me directly back through this link, and I will get back to you as soon as I can today. Good luck.